Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, General Hospital. Today, we dive deep into one of the most explosive storylines to hit Port Charles. It's a tale of betrayal, secrets, and tough choices. Let's break down the latest spoilers that reveal how Michael Corinthos, Duell, is about to face the most challenging decision of his life. Michael's world is unraveling as secrets come to light about Willow Corinthos, Katelyn MacMullen, and Drew Cameron Matheson. With a pregnancy at the center of the drama, the stakes couldn't be higher. Let's explore this dramatic unfolding saga. The calm before the storm. Michael Corinthos had always thought of himself as a man who valued loyalty and family above all else. After a rocky start to their marriage, Michael believed he and Willow had finally found their rhythm as a family. But beneath the surface, cracks in their relationship were forming, cracks that would soon split wide open. It started innocently enough, or so Michael thought, when Drew confessed to a kiss with Willow. Willow had dismissed it immediately. It meant nothing, she told Michael, her voice wavering slightly. She insisted that her feelings for Drew were non-existent and that the kiss had been a fleeting mistake. Michael wanted to believe her, but the lingering doubt in his heart refused to let him rest. That doubt turned to devastation when Michael discovered that Willow and Drew's relationship had gone far beyond a kiss. The truth? They had crossed a line, and there was no turning back. A shocking revelation. Things took an even more dramatic turn when Willow discovered she was pregnant. At first, joy overwhelmed her. This baby could be the hope that brought her and Michael closer together again. But as the reality of her actions with Drew began to sink in, so did the horrifying possibility that the baby might not belong to Michael. Willow wrestled with whether to tell Michael the truth. Her heart told her to come clean, but her mind screamed otherwise. Revealing the truth would destroy her marriage, and potentially her entire family. What Willow didn't know was that Michael already suspected her betrayal. He had overheard parts of her conversations with Drew, and pieced together enough to know that things weren't as they seemed. Drew Quartermain, a man in need. Drew Quartermain wasn't looking to complicate anyone's life. But that's exactly what he did when he gave in to his feelings for Willow. In the wake of Sam McCall's Kelly Monaco tragic death, Drew had been left reeling. Sam had been his anchor, the love of his life, and now he was alone, struggling to raise their daughter, Scout Quartermain, Cosette Abinant. For Drew, Willow represented something he desperately needed: comfort, stability, and the possibility of a family. The fact that Michael had seemingly taken her for granted only fueled Drew's feelings. But Drew knew he had crossed a line. Now he faced his own moral dilemma. Should he fight for Willow and the potential family they could have? Or should he step back and let her focus on repairing her marriage to Michael? Michael's fury and revenge. Michael was no stranger to betrayal. He had been through more than his fair share of heartbreak in Port Charles. But this betrayal cut deeper than anything he'd ever experienced. What hurt the most wasn't just Willow's infidelity. It was the fact that Drew, his uncle and someone he considered family, had been the other man. Michael's anger burned hot, but instead of confronting Drew and Willow outright, he decided to play the long game. If they thought they could keep him in the dark, they were sorely mistaken. Michael hatched a plan. He would pretend to be oblivious to their affair and go through the pregnancy as though everything was fine. But behind the scenes, he would pull the strings. When it came time for a paternity test, Michael made arrangements to ensure the results pointed to him as the father, regardless of the truth. It wasn't just about raising the baby. It was about sending a message to Drew. You wanted her. Well, now you'll have to watch me raise your child, Michael thought bitterly. Willow's guilt and determination. Willow was drowning in guilt. Every time she looked at Michael, She saw the man who had stood by her through thick and thin. He had been her rock, her partner, and the father of her child. But every time she saw Drew, she was reminded of her mistake, a mistake she couldn't take back. When Willow discovered she was pregnant, her first instinct was to protect Michael. She convinced herself that keeping the truth hidden was the best way to preserve their family. But the weight of her secret became harder to bear with each passing day. Desperate to make things right, Willow threw herself into salvaging her marriage. She planned romantic dates, wrote heartfelt letters, and did everything she could to show Michael how much she loved him. But deep down, she knew that the truth would come out eventually. And when it did, she feared it would destroy everything she had worked so hard to build. A tense confrontation. The tension between Michael, Willow, and Drew came to a head during a family gathering at the Quartermain mansion. Michael had been unusually quiet throughout the evening, his eyes darting between Willow and Drew with a sharp, calculating gaze. Finally, he could hold back no longer. So Michael said, his voice cutting through the chatter, "Does anyone want to tell me what's really going on?" Willow froze, her face draining of color. Drew shifted uncomfortably, avoiding Michael's piercing stare. Michael didn't wait for a response. He turned to Drew, his tone cold and unforgiving. "Congratulations, Drew," he said mockingly. "You might be the father of my wife's child." The room fell silent. Everyone's eyes darted between the three of them, the weight of Michael's words sinking in. The aftermath. The fallout from Michael's revelation was swift and brutal. Willow broke down in tears, pleading with Michael to forgive her. Drew tried to explain himself, but Michael wasn't interested in hearing excuses. "I trusted you," Michael said, his voice trembling with anger. "Both of you. And this is how you repay me." Despite his fury, Michael made it clear that he wasn't going anywhere. "This baby, my baby, is all that matters now," Michael declared. "I'll raise it as my own, but don't think for a second that I've forgiven either of you." Willow and Drew were left to grapple with the consequences of their actions. Their betrayal had shattered the trust that once held their relationships together, leaving them to wonder if they would ever be able to repair the damage. A fractured family. As the weeks went by, the tension between Michael, Willow, and Drew remained palpable. Michael focused all his energy on preparing for the arrival of the baby, but his anger simmered just beneath the surface. Willow tried to mend her relationship with Michael, but her efforts often felt futile. The guilt she carried was a constant reminder of her mistakes, and she struggled to find a way forward. Meanwhile, Drew faced his own internal battle. He wanted to be part of the baby's life, but he knew that his presence only complicated an already messy situation. What's next for Port Charles? The drama surrounding Michael, Willow, and Drew is far from over. As secrets continue to unravel and emotions run high, one thing is certain: life in Port Charles will never be the same. Will Michael find it in his heart to forgive Willow and Drew? Will Willow's baby bring them closer together or drive them further apart? And what will Drew do as he grapples with the possibility of losing everything he holds dear? Stay tuned to General Hospital for all the latest twists and turns in this explosive storyline. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more General Hospital spoilers and updates. Let me know in the comments what you think will happen next.